Yeah, with another style. Okay, man. I woke up in a good mood. I don't know why, but I'm feeling so good, like I want the whole wood. I'm not gonna put on a t-shirt today. Feel like it.
Right, it's 24th May. It's a Saturday, and of course, wherever you are, I hope you have right now. You're watching it as the sun is hitting you. About to demoka AC ko to momoroka ye kuwaka AC. You're listening to cool music. No, you can't be listening to cool music because you're watching the broadcast. Yeah. So, guys, it's a Saturday. I hope you did not overdrink yesterday. For the guys that drink, I hope you did not overeat. For the guys that normally overeat. And today being a Saturday, you guys have to go to the gym. For the guys that don't work on Saturday, and even those that work on Saturday you guys come earlier from work, right? Muvayo mangu ne mujja kati hitirako mu gym osemuko mu chuma buba musajja buba mukazi do a bit of cardio. But for the women, don't do cardio with male gym instructors. We don't like what they do. The way they hold you nze amuyigiriza kinze kyarange nkola naye mu kisenge teri byagenda mu gym bayinenge gye bakwatanga bakola squats nakana ye ng'amusemberedde ati osemberera mukazi wani. So the ladies, if you're going to go to the gym, go with your man. Kati no mwabasajja batagala genda mu gym ogamba mukazi ogenda osale weight. Hey. The gym instructors have 6 packs. You have 1 pack that is big. Mujaba wa lemon terigenda mu gym. Yeah, so but you guys need to go to the gym and work out a little bit and be a little bit fit. It's nice. Even the women like us when we look good. Like big chest, they like big arms, they like big shoulders. I have a woman in the studio. Sicho, you're shaking. You're nodding. Eh? You don't like. You like 1 pack. You like small chests. Hey, exactly. So the men that go to gym to do what? Muscles. And the muscles make us look good. So would you prefer to have a man that has arms like a baby? No. Exactly. Like they are those very small arms. I used to have a friend of mine guy. No, to tono. They are the what? God sent. There is no God sent men. You're talking about the fat ones. There are those fat ones and he's like a mattress. Those are the ones you're talking about. And those ones are old. Eh? You prefer the mattresses? And then, of course, in 1941, during the World War II, the Battle of Denmark Strait took place. Kati echaliwo, the German battleship Bismarck sank the British battle cruiser HMS Hood. I was also not there. It's just in history. I've just seen it here. But it happened. So you can also Google and learn. But that happened in history. Welcome to the weekly roundup.
I'm feeling so good, like I want the whole wood. I'm not gonna put on a t-shirt today. Feel like getting a sweater today.
I want to remind you, the police is doing Kawunyemu once again. Last weekend, they got over 80 people mu Kawunyemu. Yes. And you know what they do is they do the Kawunyemu over the weekend and then they give us the results on Monday. Yeah, so they did Kawunyemu over the weekend and they got 84 motorists. So where are the places where they are doing Kawunyemu? Ginger Road kati police Ginger Road yebejitwala okitegeera bakwatawo 19 people. Katwe police jibaite ye Katwe, which is also Chibuye, bakwata 18. Old Kampala, which is taken by Old Kampala police, got 14. Kawempe and Nansana, they got 12 each, and then the CPS got 9 people. Of course, like in the center of Kampala, there is literally no beer there. Walingawo little flowers chaliwo. Little flowers awo naitanywa namalanywa ayinza ogwa ku kubo. So we have Sabrina's in Naibera Central. Sabrina's pub echaliwo. Sabrina's pub yalinga wali ku gundi tebichaliwo katulina Obligato. So and then of course there are not so many bars. Wali Kampala Road wabangawo ebara gye nagenda gye nanywera mu sigala ne mala ne muvaako. You know the reason I stopped smoking is because I didn't look cool in a picture. Ate kati golowooza nimba. You know how they take a picture of you when you're smoking and then I don't really look cool as a cigarette person. So that's how I stopped smoking. But anyway, most of the bars are in Kololo, and so the guys come from Kololo. Amachindie kati Katwe police station. and people come from Kolung and they are going to Mukono, they are going to Chira. That's how they get all of those people. So don't drink and drive. So what they are saying is that the suspects went through standard procedure, recording a statement. Where did you drink from? How many bottles of beer did you drink? Where are the other people you drank with? Why did you decide to drive in even when you're drunk? Yeah? So you can imagine recording a statement when you're drunk. And then, of course, they are taken to court. Yeah? They are taken to court. And so what they are saying is driving when you're above the legal drunk limit. You know there is a legal drunk limit. Like you're drunk up to a certain limit, but when you go above it, you'll pay up to 6 million in fines. Yeah, you see how driving while using a cell phone goes up to 2 million. So driving under the influence of alcohol above the speed limit, you can pay up to 6 million. So guys, as the weekend goes, so it's 20 milligrams. Private vehicle drivers have a limit of 50 milligrams per 100 grams of blood. So when you blow into that thing, they measure how much alcohol you have per 100 mils of your blood. And if you have above 50 mils, yeah, that thing it cannot be accurate. Like they are not measuring the blood. So, but anyway, so if you have 50 milligrams of alcohol per 100 mils of blood, then you're drunk above the limit, and batandika okukwata 51 and above nga obakwata ng'osasula million mukaga. But I'm sure some of them got out. You know how our system works. I'm sure some of them got out. So as the weekend goes, guys, for you people that drink alcohol, please don't drink and drive. Abenjaga okujja kinjaga nga bagikutte nawe physically. They have no way of measuring that. Abashisha babanuna mabala, but don't drink and drive. And of course, you guys already know with the EPS that is active, the auto EPS that is acting, mateka mapyagaga traffic. One of the things that you guys should remember, a child that is below 12 years old should not sit in the front seat. A child that is below 12 years old should not sit in the front seat. They should always sit in the back seat. And if your child is below 5 years, they should always be seated in a child's seat. You know, but those things are expensive. Most people that have cars will not even be able to afford them. So a child that is above, below 5 years should always be seated in a baby seat, and a child that is below 12 years should always be seated in a back seat. Don't be caught off guard. Parents are not allowed to carry babies in the front. So which means for you guys that have babies, newborn babies, yes, the mother can carry, but in the back seat. And when your baby can now sit, you sit them in the seat behind, and the seat should not be facing in front; it should be facing behind. Ha! Chikumi again on baby seat. Abana ba uba batuza. And bajja kukuba ekipapula. They will fine you. So guys, the Uber guys, I think this is the time for you to invest in yourself. Muguleka baby seat. Ikabere mu butu. You charge for it extra. Mugamba madam. Mubankuba fine gwagisasula obapangisa baby seat yeno. Omwana watulemu. You get. But that's literally the law. I've never bought a baby seat in my entire life. You get. And for me, my kids, like my eldest son, amateka gano gaite ganna janga atulali mutogo maso ne musibo mutipine kumuyita wano. You get. But it's not allowed. So mumateka amapya, you'll be fined. That's dangerous driving, over careless driving, over inconsiderate use of the motor vehicle. A kid should be seated. Amara za miaka 10 nebi nalio katura maso. So I hope you know that happens.
Where we would play, or before we play, feeling good.
And then of course, Nebi Pakwach Road, there was a crash that involved a baby coach. Madam baby coach bus, nga mulimu ne paid ne gundi ne fuel tanker. The guy yabadavuga fuel tanker yafiiriddewo. A guy that was driving a fuel tanker died immediately, and then the other people sustained a bit of injuries, and they were okay, and then they were taken to Pakwach Health Center for. But does the health center for have the capability to Mikuri sekatawo? Babira nabasawo bameka. ne bajja ku health center 4 babawo ne ba medical doctor bameka basatu is good ate ba physician you don't even know that the physician and the doctor are different, you don't know. Akakanto okuva bwe nakayiga I realize buli wembera mu community bwe nti nze mba nkamanyi a physician and a doctor are different. Kati a doctor ebisere bisinga babira bajjanja bisa surgery kale bakola obwo bujjanjabi obusooka ne bakola ne surgery. A physician yetasala, a physician treats you with medicine. Nti nyina ulcers nakugamba genda omirekano kati bebo babira bakafulu beri eddagala bweri teri internal medicine. And now the doctors are out there saying ono guy ngabi manyi ne bakwa panado munange me I went to a hospital. I saw the first person I saw was a doctor. Then that doctor ndoza nacho kunsindike wa physician nansindike wa urologist obadde omumanyi oyo urologist si obwongo urologist bebakola ku by'omusulo reproductive health kati bebo kati wa urologist nansindike okola test nenzijanga ezimu tazitegeera bulungi nansindike wa physician awo nno nsasula sente. That's how I knew that they are different. Era kati bwe nategeera nti physician aba wa kika kya waggulu nze bwengenda mudwe kati nsaba physician aba wa bbeeyi era most hospitals don't have physicians, they have doctors. Kati physician mumanyi. But most hospitals don't have physicians, they have doctors. Ero kusanga most hospitals, you ask them when does your physician come? The physician ajjawo for like 2 hours. Obadde tokimanyi. Kati gwe family ya mwene ebirwadde. Obero tanga tumanyi nti ba physician. Mumali badde kati mumanyi buli kika kya doctor. Ono family yabwe yabagaga baba n'ebirwadde ebitategeerekeka. Anyway guys, so let me read some of the accounts from the eyewitnesses. There is a guy called Alfred tuchayogera ku accident ya Paida ya baby coach ne fuel tanker. So Alfred Okechmungu reported that the fuel tanker driver failed to yield to the bus, leading to the collision. Local community members assisted in rescuing the injured passengers. And then there is an official from the spokesperson from the West Nile saying that the guys were just not adhering to the traffic rules. And then the LC3 chairperson, Robert Odia, agamba nti they want the government to upgrade Health Center 4 Eyabwe to better handle emergencies. Then but didn't Health Center 3 by upgrading to Health Center 4. And then of course, one thing I've realized that probably the government has not paid attention to, we need more traffic officers on the road that will not eat. I think kino ekintu kye balina okukola the government bave ku kamera ziri eziri waggulu ku bitaala bakwate kino ekimundu kino ekikwata speed kibenga nakyo kigaba fine immediately nga kikwata kino nga over speed nga kikuweereza fine, because the traffic officers, they will get those tankers, those trailer guys, they don't respect the traffic rules at all. Nze ntolovuga Bombo Road and you find a tanker, a trailer guy doing 60 to 70 kilometers per hour in a town. Eyo trailer tesibira uteringa moroka yange oraba ne moroka yange at 70 kilometers per hour, I can't just brake, you get. So I find that the government needs to think about that gap, because now the cameras ziri just ku high. I don't know if these cameras ziri ku Bombo Road zibikola, but I hope they work that out. And then you guys saw the accident in Mukono wa Anthony. Waba wa Anthony lwaki bayita wa Anthony Anti kati Anthony kati ne bayitawo Mukono wa Anthony oba yali omugaga w'ebiseera ebyo Anthony Mukono wa Anthony. So guys, you can tell us in the comments why they call this Mukono, they call that place Mukono wa Anthony. It never made sense. You know, I had an ex that used to live there. One time I was driving my chicken, I took that ex home nenkomawo. That's the day I would have gone to prison for like 11 years. So I came ku Mukwano nga roundabout ya Mukwano sigimanya, and I did the U-turn kulerwe. Tomorrow I realized it was a very big offense. Era guys, never try to do a U-turn kulerwe. It's a very, actually, if a train knocks you, you are in wrong, so you are penalized. Can you imagine if it call it our girlfriend? namani bakolako emikolo eno kati nsenga bansiba emyaka 11 kuba nali ngenda kugira kutwala girlfriend waabwe ate nga yalina n'abalala salinze at that very time nza nokwebwa namutuse waawe ku gate mbavaawo nalinnya emmoloka endala nemutwala oba nalinnya boda. So anyway, in Mukono Wanton, it was a very sad thing. So what happened, multiple vehicles were involved, and 3 people died, and then a bunch of other people got injured. You guys have seen the videos going around on TikTok. You know, TikTok is more of a news media than all the news medias we have, yeah? So what happened is that the driver of a Fuso truck lost control and veered into the opposite lane, colliding with several vehicles, motorcycles, and then roadside food stalls. This is exactly what I'm saying. There's these lorry guys, they don't respect traffic rules at all. Like Mukono Wanton, that guy should have been doing 30 kilometers per hour. At 30 kilometers per hour, that truck would stop on the first car. You get? But because that guy, I am sure, was doing about 60. I think our want what okubeerawo jam. I don't know what happened. Oyo guy ate kuba yabadde adduka. Kuba gas ne bwaba aweddemu mmoloka eyo. If it's doing 30 kilometers per hour, it hits the first car and stops. But when he's not respecting the speed limits, that's when you see things like that happened at Wantoni. I saw a lot of sad people saying that they lost loved ones, they were checking on their people. Some people mukatawuni nga bazze kulya mmere. You know, when nali nkyali mu Wulu, I used to go there n'endya nanga akatogo ako. Naye akatogo ako kawooma, naye lumu nasanga enviri mu katogo ako ak'okukkubo. And I think that's the last time I ate that food. And then I nentana kugula amayuni nekedu ningena nabye waka, and then I would be eating that. Nego amayuni go street nago gawooma. But anyway, it's sad what happened there. So according to the Traffic and Road Safety Directorate, 5,144 Ugandans died in traffic accidents in 2024. Yeah? And an average of 14 deaths daily. So I don't know what the numbers are saying right now, but even 2024, 14 people died on the daily. Yeah? And those are the ones that are reported. You know that there are people that die in the Babazikanga police tebajigai kupate bagala batwala mpugudi. Morago ku postmortem. You know that. So if that happens right now, katikitegeeza about 30 people can die. In a country of about 45 million Ugandans. With these border guys, we lose only 14 people every day. We lose more than that. Naye abamu tebaba reporting because bagala batwale ku mochari, because mochari nayo osasula. Karaka baba ise ne bagenda babaziika. So guys, let's be very careful. Yeah.
Make you want me. I'll make you smile. I'll make you feel nice.
And then the auto EPS guys. But let me just go into a little bit into the detail. If the speed limit is 30 kilometers per hour and you do 31 kilometers per hour, you know they were telling us bakuwayo ka allowance. There is no allowance in Uganda. If you do 31 kilometers per hour in a 30 kilometer zone, wali ku Yusuf Lule, Lugogo bypass. Hey. Bwayise. Kasubi. All those zones are 30 kilometers per hour zone. Now, if you do 31 kilometers per hour or 32 kilometers per hour, osasule mitwala abiri. Ku expressi, sibya koti, awe chipapula chebakuwa. Wabula if they get you and you're doing 61, obo sasula nkaga. And they want that money in 72 hours. Guys, let me give you a trick to keep the speed limit. Don't go beyond 2,000 revs per minute. Just don't go beyond 2,000 revs per minute. You're going to keep the speed limits. We can still suka 2,000 revs. Ogena kusuka speed limit. Yes, that's what happens. So let's look at the other fines. So driving without a driver's license or driving permit, yeah, the fine ranges echipapula echabuliwo cha mitwala meka abiri. Never sobora kusiba n'emyaka ebiri. Kati kisinzira ngeri gyogera muno omusirikale, if you talk to the traffic officer badly, asobola okusaako empingu. N'agamba nti tumutwale mu kkooti. Bwe bakutwala mu kkooti, omunamuzi asobola kusiba emyaka emeka. And you know the thing that happens with police things, once the traffic officer takes you to the police station, bikyukamu. Kiba kimuvudde mu ngalo. The moment you go to the police station and record a statement, naye n'ateekayo statement ye, kiba kimuvudde mu ngalo. Kati oba ofuuse, then you're no longer talking with the traffic officer, you're talking with the government. Kati abo olina okugenda mu kkooti. So guys, don't drive without a driver's license. Okuja kunga tatawo minister. Atenza tata minister ninga taina manyi. Kati wabata ina manyi that don't drive without a driver's license. And then of course drink driving, the fine is 500,000. Awo. Ate. With drink driving you need to go to court. Which means if you go to court and the judge doesn't like how you look, basobolo kusiba. It's possible. Have you ever looked at someone? No, guy simwagala. Katoina chi yakora nenga tomwagala bwagazi. Just imagine you go to court and the judge doesn't like you. Akubuza we bimunyiza. No nanyi ganga yabyeretedde. Engo mwenge gucha kuliko no muvuma na contempt of court 4 years. You can imagine waje deka UG akachupa kam ne bakusibe emyaka ena. But anyway guys, don't drink and drive, yeah? And then of course there is careless driving. Now this fine ya careless driving ya mukoti. Careless driving ekipapula kyabi chipa kya mitwalo 10 simanyo baba achongeza, but if they take you to court you can pay 1.2 million or 1.8. Now who decides if it's careless driving? The traffic officer. So guys, mukwate bulungi abasajja ba traffic yabo. Like there is no definition of careless driving. Careless driving can mean moving from one lane to another. That is careless driving. Especially in places where the lanes are divided by a solid line. Why are you moving? That's careless driving. Also, careless driving can mean overtaking. Also, careless driving can mean driving below the speed limit. Hey, osobola ovuga empola nga bakulya mabego bakwasiza jamu wa traffic na kwinda na you're doing careless driving. So guys, don't drive carelessly. And then there is also environment okuyingira obubi ekkubo okuyingira obubi junction ekyo nakyo careless driving. And then of course environmental pollution. Osudde kasasiro okuva mu dirisa. By the way, you guys need to get dash cams by the way. Tugenda zireta kula focus conventions zigenda kubera atenga za rais. So it's time you guys get dash cams. Bosura kasasiro mu kkubo. Osoro kasasiro up to 6 million shillings. Some of these things are just not enforced. So guys, please be careful, yeah? Don't do those things. And then of course the digital number plates get monitored by CCTV kati babai number plate nkadi tuche yagala mu, yeah? But yeah, let's do that. And in the UK, driverless cars are going to be there in 2027. Now, of course, katife wana Uganda twamanyire ebintu ogera bya myezi ebiri abakulembeze bafa byogera ebintu ebimyaka esatu abalimba. They never say the truth. Like when they tell you in 2030 we plan to do this, omanya balimba. Ekintu omukulembeze we Uganda wana ekintu kyakugamba ina kubanga agenda kikolera waawo. It's like how people have been promised money from like state house. If you don't receive it there, you don't. You get Parliament promises to do things, you won't see it. So our Ugandan leaders have a very bad reputation. But in the UK, in 2027, driverless cars are coming, and Uber says it's ready. So Uber is going to be the first. Of course, now they will need to have. Right now, the technology is there, but you need to have drivers in there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the driverless cars are doing like. And then a test ride was done in London using Waves system. Zarag in Morocco, they handle urban challenges smoothly without human intervention, yeah? And despite the public hesitation, Uber says people will adapt very easy to robo taxis, yeah? And of course now the challenges are going to be people don't trust these driverless cars. I would not trust it. Like, odabo muntu abanvuga, munange, you guys, I tell you what, my wife, nze namusomesa okuvuga, naye seba asibanga sinnasiba. When I'm driving, she breaks, okosiku joga. Na asiba no mulabanga asiba ati ningamba emyaka gye mvugidde gyonna still don't have confidence in my driving. You get mpunda bye waboda ngakenda mugamba bululi bwanayiga kuvuga nga nali nsiba nongo ntamanya kumanya. But anyway, and then of course there is legal and insurance uncertainties. So how does the insurance company, how does it work? That's also another worry. Like you insure third party insurance. Let's just imagine in Kampala if a driverless car came. So the insurance company makes who accountable. So insuring these robo taxis would be quite expensive.
We're gonna make them jump. We're gonna make them dance. Come on, jump.
And in Taiwan, a car ran a red light and killed 3 people and injured others. So of the 3 people they injured, included a 12-year-old girl. Abana babiri by the way b'emyaka 12 be basse n'omusajja w'emyaka 4. So when you add these 2 people, already yasse abantu ba myaka 64. Aba abantu be yasse, the 12-year-old girls and a 40-year-old woman. And sorry, it was a 40-year-old woman. Those three people that he killed are more productive than him at 78. Omusajja yabadde avuga emmoroka wa myaka 78 at 78 you're not productive. Even if you're productive, you're not. Ngaina companies eroza yakyabikola goloza abasajja balina emyaka 7 okwamuka ggulu baba kyetegeerera abako n'abantu abamu negwe emyaka 78 ogimanyi mpaayo omuntu omwalina emyaka 78 nga okimanyi ali productive. Omukulembeze waffe alina ba-advisor bameka. Our president has a lot of advisors. He knows that after 70 oba weetaaga abakuwamba agezi okukola ebintu ebyo. He's wise. He was wise then. Kati our president has advisors. They give him advice. He knew that after 70 oba tokyapiikinga bulungi weetaaga abantu abakujjukiza abakugamba kino kiko. You get it? So at 78 this guy is less productive than the 3 people he killed. Of course he injured other people. But you know, the reason why we have this piece of news is to show you the dangers of running red lights. And in Kampala, it's too common. Borders run red lights like nothing. Guys, at 78, a person is not productive. Some of you guys are buying bazadde bammwe nga bali 78, 80, 90. Get them drivers. You can imagine your dad of 70 or 80 killing someone of 45. Or about firiza fenge gwanga at 40. At 40, the person is at the prime of their productivity. You imagine you kill a 40-year-old, then you kill a 12-year-old, then you kill a 12-year-old. Omanya abana bofiriza bakazi babwe in the future. So anyway, guys, just get your parents drivers, yeah? And then of course, please don't run red.
Feeling good. Job.
And then of course, you guys, Toyota is buying shares everywhere, left, right and center. Already, you know, Toyota bought Daihatsu. It has shares in Subaru. They are finalizing something with Nissan. Now they have a partnership with BYD, and you know partnerships normally mean someone bought someone. So they have a partnership with BYD, the Chinese company. Yeah. Now the Chinese company makes electric cars. Yeah. So they are going to make a car that has 200 kilowatts, and it's going to be it's a front drive electric car. It has a lithium iron phosphate blade battery, and it can take you up to 550 kilometers on a single charge. Yeah? And it's called Bajise Batene Moroka. Bajise Toyota BZ5. Jibarage. Jibarage nange I'm bewildered that Toyota is buying. Now that one looks like the Kawundo. It looks like the Mazda CX-5, which tegi, right? So we're in Uganda in 2056. We shall explore it. Because you know kati abasajja baleeta emmotoka wano 2015 babanga baleese empya naye nejjadde eyo emmotoka kati baba bagiproducing egenda fuluma nga 2026. Abaana balina ssente naye obuzibu obuliwo nti abaana bonna abavuga ezo emmotoka ezikyasinza okuba empya tetumanyi ssente zaabwe gye bazijja. Abedda babbanga ssente bakumpanyanga ssente nga tetumanya nti bazikumpanyiza kati ab'ennaku zino bazikumpanya n'agulirawo emmotoka kapyata ey'amaanyi nga ne president asobola jigula kwa president waffe afuna milioni 3. Afuna milioni 3 ate zonna tazikozesa azidonatingira NRM. President waffe afuna tasobola kugula Tesla. Tagisobola. Era emmotoka zonna zavuga zaffe. Ante kati president bwavaako tumuwayo emmotoka. Naye president bw'avaako tusigala tumuwa buli kimu kyabadde afuna nga president. Kati teyeetaaga nagula mmotoka tugenda sigala nga tumuwa emmotoka. But anyway guys, so Toyota is working with a lot of companies, yeah? Balina gye bayita electronic new global architecture. Wekitegeera. Era yatandikira mu Australia. Now they have the Lexus RZ, kati nayo bwe bagigasseeko. And of course the cars that they cannot produce they themselves kati bakola partnership ne producing and nebali abantu aba. So that's what Toyota is up together with BYD.
I'll make you want me, make you want me, make you want me. I'll make you smile.
And of course the transition, it went from high mubadde muvuga valvematic kati. Now they have transitioned kati bakoze plug-in, hybrid ne hybrid. Totally RAV4 2026 eyo kati gyebayise generation ey'omukaaga. Hybrid, plug-in hybrid. Plug-in hybrid ebeera olumu osobola chargingira mu nnyumba yo n'ojjuza eryanda, then bw'oba ovugira engine ne charging eryanda. Yes. So, and of course it has a hybrid system, 2.5 litre 4-cylinder engine, okitegeera. It will give you up to 236 horsepower, okitegeera. Bw'ebeera all-wheel drive, ate front wheel drive egenda kuwa 226 horsepower. That's a lot. Of course biri bitano gisubira kola 2.5 litre engine bw'ogigata ne hybrid system ebatenywa eba yinza okunywanga 108. This is impeccable. Ate ng'ekuwa amaanyi mangi. Kati all wheel drive mulimu versions bakoze trim LE and XLE. Kati as a Moroka, those are the standard L, mumanyi wamala ne X ne G baina only 2 trims, but they have a rugged design baina gye bayita woodland trim area off-road. It gives you off-road capabilities, a raised roof rack and stuff like that. And then they have the sport version muli SE, XSE ne GR mujimanyi gabamanyi Gazoo Racing okitegeera. And then the GR of course it tuned by the Gazoo Racing team ya Toyota. Ebere kuba biba bigwayo nnyo, and of course degiramu infotainment eya bulijjo, egira ne digital cluster mukamanyaka cluster akasalamu. Just show them the video. Lwaki njogera ebingi. So when is the RAV4 available? The RAV4 2026 is going to be available at the end of 2025. Now mwababedde for the love of cars, gule moroka ogirete athagivugemu jagaliza ofune. Mwaba mugula amamoroka ago ag'ebbeeyi ne mugasirikira mu bikomera. Ekyo kintu si kirungi. Bino bintu byansi tubireka. Yes, if you are a woman who for the love of cars and you have an expensive vehicle and you don't want Arthur to come and review it, you will leave it and then a younger wife will drive it. You joke. And if you're a man, you will leave it and your son will drive it and scratch it. Hey, katita Arthur akole review. Bino bintu byansi. Kati abagenda ogula 2026 RAV4 you can pre-order definitely through Sifao probably, or ordering ngobogenda ogyegulire eri omarosa sule wano omusono. I'm finding that buying it locally is definitely you mitigate a bit.
Today I make her smile, I make her laugh, I make her dance, I make her wine. If you feel like it down, come to me, God.
And you know how Elon Musk is very ambitious, but this time he's toned it down. He's saying that they're going to first launch about 10 vehicles, self-driving. They are going to geofence them. By geofencing, what we mean is that you get a vehicle, no limiting away koma. Okitegeera no gamba tosuka wakiso, tosuka otebe, tosuka wano. So they are going to geofence them gazikolera omwo 10, and then their plan is to go up to 1,000 vehicles. Nemwe gye tulaga abaana ba Uber bagenda bate balina mirimu. So anyway, so that's what's happening with Tesla. Let's hope that works out properly. And in this week's comparison, I want to talk about for the guys that are already in relationships. You are in a relationship, madam, yeah? She's in a relationship. I just wanted to establish it so that these men don't mistake you for a single person. Bana basajja bange mu studio wano bangu. Bayinza bakwisiza mu degali. Tebanaba? No, oyinza okungamba. Babadde banatera aliwa abadasinza amanyi. Bombi Hey. So anyway, guys, today's comparison, you know how this week yesterday in the broadcast I talked about how subject to what I've gone through, I'm only working on ladies pre-purchase inspection. A lady that has a budget below 18 million has to come with a boyfriend or husband. That's something I'm doing because of what we have gone through. Normally when a lady has a boyfriend or a husband, they come to buy a car, they don't bring them. What the yeka husband afuba kulaba nga amunyunyuta. Ndoza azimba mu kumutima. So that's and of course during the broadcast there is one of our subscribers here called Ray that shared his experience buying cars while I inspect them. They have so far bought 2 cars with me, And the first was a Raum, and Ray is never in the country when we're buying those cars, so I go with the wife. And he was telling me, kati ate kati nze mchara wange mukusindikira ne budget ya wansi. Then I remembered, and I told him, as long as the wife is working with the husband, it's quite easy for them to get the right car, a car that will make them happy. So that's why I want to compare a couple where only one partner goes to buy a car and a couple where they both come to buy a car, which is the best decision. And when it's one person, normally it works out if it's the man, because men normally dominate relationships. But still, it's important that you buy a car that your partner would be happy sitting in. I'll give you an example. Me and my wife, for some time I've been driving various cars. If I drive a car and it's nice, I ask the owner to give it to me for one night, and then I take my kids in it, and then Aban, did you hear? No, tawulidde. Did you hear? What did I say? You did not hear. Go and sit and be quiet. So anyway, I normally ask the owner to give it to me for one night, so that batabani bange beyagalamu. Kuba emmoroka ezimu eziba ez'amaanyi hama yokka yannema mba njagala daddy ayina emmoroka mpitirivu okitegeera era bo bwe bamanyi daddy mugagga ayina Subaru ayina Crown ayina ki emmoroka bazirisingira abeereyo okusomera gaga yaze buluka yaze yeroka yaze abaana babeerawo ku birimbo naffe twabeerangawo ku birimbo ina balimba bwotyo paka. So anyway, mbaddewa when a couple goes to buy. Now, my wife, there are cars that I really liked, but when she sat in the car, she was really uncomfortable. She did not like the car at all. Okitegeera nga ne bw'omugamba bagituka kulayisa agamba no, I don't like it. That's why we keep the car that we have, because she likes it. It's important that when she sits in the car, she's comfortable. So if we go with your partner to buy a car, especially a partner that you plan to be with long term, it's okay. You can leave them out. But if you're planning to be with someone long term, it's important that you go with them to buy that car. Jogendo okugula. Kubanga ate bw'otagende naye, you take it back and they don't like it, then they'll generally not be happy in the car and stuff like that. So generally I have found that people that are in long-term relationships, when they buy a car together, they are generally happier with the choice they make. If you're married, nga muli bampeta oba muli bakwanjula, it's important that you go with your partner to buy a car. If you're in a long-term relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you have been together probably for 2 to 3 years, go with them. It's very important if you're a lady. As a lady, go with your boyfriend or husband or partner. Go with them. It's important that people in long-term relationships go together. You see how you go together to buy land? How you go together to buy a house? Yeah? The only probably the menial things that you can do alone would be like buying a phone or buying clothes. Those ones you know your taste better. But a car is a very important decision. Couples that buy these cars together.
I'll make you feel nice. After that, I'll take you to my place where we would play. But before we play.
And today's tip, guys, if you buy a car, always take note of 2 things. I want you to take note of the things you need to work on immediately and the things that can be worked on in a space of 3 months to 1 year. When you buy a car, there are things that are not as important as you think. Things like emmoroka ekubagana atenge ebintu birya sente empitirivu. When you buy a car, let me just brief you. When you buy a car, the most important things for you as a driver are engine, gearbox, brakes, and lights, and electronics. Electronics, engine, gearbox, brakes, electronics. Those are the most important things to you as a driver. Now, after you've taken care of the things that are the most important for you as a driver, take care of the things that are important to the government, police, tires, aneyali sekatawa tovuga ngo moroke tayina mipiira anti oba iligo kyengamba nti bikwata nnyo ku government nti gosobola ovuga emmotoka y'emyaka 2 ng'emipiira tekuli mulooleza mmwe muvuga emmotoka nti zirina mipiira. So ekole ku bya government emipiira, tires, windscreen to make sure it's not cracked, make sure you have third party, make sure your car is in a condition that pleases them. Ebya government. ebintu kasita you have taken care of the things that are important for you as a driver, taken care of the things that are important for the traffic police and the government. Now biri ebirala, as long as the car is not okumeketa bakwita mu luzungu grinding. I thought women knew English. Yeah, I thought women knew English. Okumeketa mu luzungu bakwita bata. Yeah. So anyway guys, as long as your car is not grinding, bokumeketa ekigulu kisobola okumeketa, bolo joint esobola okumeketa, as long as your car is not grinding, okubagana tekuli as important as you think. Ate ng'okubagana bwe batera obbabira. So mbagambye, the things that are too important for you, the things that are important for you, engine, gearbox, yeah, brakes, electronics. The things that are important for the government, tires, windscreen, make sure the lights are working the way they're supposed to work, third party, and your driver's license and seat belts. Ebisigadde bya comfort. Ebyosobola bikola as time goes on.
Make you want me. I'll make you smile. I'll make you feel nice.
And then akalowoozo k'olunaku. So guys, I want you to share what you think in the comment section. You are in a relationship, man and woman. The others we don't know. Woman and woman, man and man are not equal. I'm even wondering how I leave all these women. Ekyokulabika kireke. Katonda yagenda n'akola omukazi n'amuggyako engalo. Kyemanyi naye yamusobera. Nze era bwekuba kuva mu nsi muno omukazi gwoba ogenda okusinga okumisinga sekatawa si kyekyo. Kati ng'ova ku mukazi ng'ogenda ku musajja munno. That's why it's illegal, it's not allowed. So you are in a relationship, man and woman. Who should buy a car first? Ani alisoso gule moroka nga muli mu relationship, mukazi oba musajja? Era ani, when is it that oyo muntu amanyidde agula ate moroka nga sinnagula? When does it get termed as kamanyiro? And if that person is not allowed to buy a car first, when they get the money for the car, should they first buy the other person a car? Then alokena yefeko oba bwagigula agiwenga oli agivuge. So share in the comments what you think. Guys, thank you very much for being part of this week's episode of the Car Weekly Roundup. Don't forget, 30th August, the Love for Cars convention at Bad Valley Theatre. Tickets are mitwalo etano. I had to read the number. They're working on the merchant code. So I had to read the number for you guys to start booking, yeah? To start booking your tickets, yeah? The number is also in the lower third one, okay, scrolling at 0763 148046. A number in Manyagange. Arthur Chisenyi. 0763 148046. When you send the money, you just send me a prompt on WhatsApp, and then someone will definitely send you a receipt. Book your ticket at only 50,000. Omuchemo gugenda kubeera tugenda Sambia bigere, ebyokunywa bigenda kubeera tugenda Sambia bigere. You pay 50k, you get a magazine, and of course you enjoy the multitude of activities. You know how other car events have always been about cars, who has the most powerful car, who has the most expensive car and stuff like that. This event is about you. It's about you making sure nti ate emoroko ogitegeera, making sure nti ate emoroko ogitegeera. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Ninda kubeera, we are going to have mechanics there. Come and see who is the right mechanic to fix your car. Come and see where should you be buying spare parts. But there are spare parts that you should be buying yourself, yeah? And of course that's the day to come and see, come and learn more about what the government is doing, and what they are doing implies on us as car lovers. Yeah, we're going to have guys there that will definitely be on panels and telling us stuff. And then of course we're going to have a lot of fun, including games. Ani asingwa, ani ajjako mpira mangu natekako spare tire. Ani anasooka. Yeah, emoroka bwe kusikireko all of a sudden in traffic, kicho osooka okebera nga toli makanika. This will save you a lot of money, guys. Until next week, guys. Yeah, but don't forget, Monday to Friday we have live broadcasts every day in the morning 7:25, and then in the weekend 5:30, and then twalise program in PH Meza mwagirabye yesterday. I wish you a very lovely weekend. For the love of cars.